All right. Hey guys, what is going on? Jared here. Got a very special interview today. Back again, once again, with Rahat, also known as Magic of Rahat, who has certainly had a busy week. Let's go ahead and let's go right into it. Let's talk about the big video, drive-through invisible driver prank. Go ahead and give us a concept over this, Rahat.
Yeah, basically, the idea came to me about a year back. I saw this image floating around on the internet, and it was a picture of a car, well, the inside of a car, and this guy, he actually made this like car seat disguise, and he wore it and sat in the driver's seat, and it looked like just like a seat, and nobody's sitting in there. In the captions of that picture, it read, "Keep your hands low and very still, drive safe, and enjoy all the looks you get." And so, I love the idea, just looking at that picture, and I thought, man, that would be amazing if we can somehow create a prank video using that idea. And so, the idea that I had was I was actually going to create that costume and take it onto like the local roads. And basically, what the idea was, I was going to actually film people's reactions as they like drive by this car that has like apparently no driver in it. And so I started building the costume, and once I was finished with the costume, I kind of realized that once you put the costume on, your vision is pretty much reduced down to 20 to 30%. And I kind of saw that as a really big, concern, regarding safety. And, taking this on the main road would not be, the best idea because, I didn't want to jeopardize, anybody's like lives out there over a prank. So, kind of went back to the drawing board and thought, maybe let's start small and see, how we can kind of work with this. And basically, I actually went to a drive-through with the costume on, and filmed the first ever reaction, and it got a absolutely amazing response to it.
Absolutely. It definitely looks as if it's been getting some great feedback. So let's talk about, this is a question that I think kind of gets skimmed by. Did you think it would get this much feedback? Did you expect this video was going to go viral?
I didn't expect it to go viral. I was, honestly, I was thinking, okay, maybe it was going to hit around like, let's say 3 million views. I was kind of nervous, like, uploading that video because I felt like it wasn't going to do that great. I kept, thinking in my head, okay, should I add some more clips to it? I think it's really short, or is it too long? Should I take something out? I just kept kind of psyching myself out. And then, as soon as I uploaded it, it was a hit. Everybody just completely loved it. And I had no idea that, it was going to get this big of a response.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, right now, I'm sure the view counter's frozen, but from when I've last refreshed, you're 12,220,000 views. I mean, I've been having fun throughout the day just clicking on your channel and refreshing the profile and seeing your sub count just go up. So I did a little something that I thought we would do. About 30 minutes before we got on the phone, I left your channel page open. You were at 615,376 subscribers. I'm going to go ahead and refresh now, and you are at 615,694. So, I mean, the numbers just keep jumping up. I was telling some people today, I went to bed, you were at 500,000. I woke up, you were at 563,000. So, I mean,
crazy.
It's been, your growth has been absolutely substantial. And I think, you're almost, because you were at about 150,000. What were you at before this came out?
Before I uploaded the video, I was currently sitting at about 198,000 subscribers.
All right. I mean, the growth even of a few days, has brought you up almost, 500,000 subscribers, and it's still, not showing signs of slowing down. And I think that's absolutely has something to do with the media attention you've been getting. Let's talk about that. So this morning, of course, one of the bigger ones, Good Morning America. Do you want to kind of give us a rundown on how that went today?
Yeah, it went pretty good. Basically they got me onto the show, and I brought the car seat along with me, and they actually provided a car where I can actually demonstrate the costume, and I placed I actually wore the costume, and I kind of drove it on the local roads. Well, not really that local, but on the side of the road, next to the studio. And then I just kind of showed them how fast I pretty much put it on and how I got the idea.
Absolutely. And, definitely the reactions varied so greatly, but, everyone was impressed from the video, and everyone, media attention-wise has been impressed from what I've seen. Did you do a Skype interview with CNN? Is that correct?
I believe so, yeah.
Because I believe I saw a feature on there. So, I mean, we've got huge things here. Good Morning America, CNN, LA Times, I've seen it on Huffington Post, Mashable. I mean, you're on Yahoo homepage. I think the biggest one right now, I mean, video-wise, is you're smack dab in the front center of YouTube homepage. I mean,
Absolutely.
If you ever expect that, I mean, that's huge.
Honestly, I didn't really expect that to happen, seeing that, I just clicked on YouTube's homepage, and it's looking looking right at me, and I would never, thought that a video of mine would be, front and center, on YouTube, and it's amazing to, just see this, and I'm speechless.
Absolutely. So do you have any upcoming appearances that you know of in the next few days, on any shows? I saw that you were potentially talking about Fox and Friends in the next few days.
Yeah, I'm going to be a guest on Fox and Friends tomorrow. I'm not sure what the time will be. I think from what I read, it was going to be about maybe 7 o'clock, between 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock in the morning. So I'm going to be there sometime around there. I am actually going to be on Ellen this coming week. So that is going to be a very exciting, a show to do. I couldn't believe, I'm going to be on Ellen. It's just, mind blowing.
I have to say that if I was doing something and I was trying to get the attention, I was doing the videos, even in anything, magic, pranks, anything, getting to Ellen and getting to these shows, I mean, it's absolutely the ultimate goal. I mean, now you're getting them all together. You're getting Ellen, you're being on YouTube homepage, you're being featured all over. And, some of that you've had before. I mean, you've been, featured on Tosh, you've been on MSN before, you've been on big sites before. I mean, this is not a first time for you, but
oh no.
Would you say this is absolutely the biggest video you've made to date?
Absolutely. Like I said, I thought maybe this was going to be a video that's going to hit, close to just 3 million, and everything is just going to kind of die down. But, I just looking upon it, I've had other videos that go viral in the past, but, nothing to the extent of, what this just kind of created.
Absolutely. So what's next for you? Are you gonna continue with this series? Are you gonna look into new things? Are you considering bringing the car costume back again, or are you gonna kind of leave it as a one-hit wonder and focus on other things?
I am putting out more invisible driver pranks pretty soon here in the future. I'm actually going on tour this year, and it's a tour called Prank Tour, and you can see that on pranktour.com. And basically, it's going to be me and a bunch of other YouTube stars, and we're going to all team up together, and we're going to travel across the country, and we're going to be, pranking people, pranking each other. We're going to do some challenges, and we're going to do this all together, and we're going to create a 22 minute web show, based on this. And it's going to be almost every month during this year.
That's cool. I've been glancing at the site a little bit. I took a little bit of a look at it before we started talking. So it looks as if you're starting out in LA?
Yeah, I'm going to be in LA and we're this week, and we're going to be filming our first episode.
And you plan to kind of, get around the continent of the U.S. Or is there going to be a schedule posted? Is there going to be, some ideas of where we're going to see the group next?
Yeah, basically, we're probably going to, again, we're going to kind of like interact with our audience, like, through Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and we're going to, have our fans actually come out and meet us, and help us prank us, and try to get involved with this project. And I think that's a great way for, everybody to, just kind of meet each other, and meet the fans and everything. So, we're probably going to give updates on, where we're going to, hit, every month.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like an interesting idea, and I think it's absolutely going to get some good feedback. But speaking of social, when you talked about social interactions, let's talk about your social interactions. How have you seen, have you seen lots of numbers rise here on your likes and your follows? I think I for sure saw that your follows have gone up quite a bit on Twitter.
Yeah, I was currently sitting at about 2,200 followers on Twitter, and then currently I think I'm sitting at, let me go and check right now. I think it's about like 6,600 at the moment, somewhere around there.
That's definitely a growth.
And then with Facebook, currently before the video was uploaded, I think it was around like 5,500, and now it's at 27,000.
Yeah, taking a look at your Facebook page here, we see 16,116 people talking about this. So you've absolutely got that social aspect to help out. I mean, I've been doing a few searches on Twitter and things around it. I mean, there's tons of people that are just talking about this technically around. It's gotten around the world. I mean, it's absolutely true. I mean, there's been tons of international sites that have picked up on it. So let's go ahead and talk about one of my favorite videos that you've done. Next to this one, I'd have to say Drive-Thru Invisible Drivers, way up there. But my second favorite one, I have to say, would be Drive-Thru Static Shock. I think that's absolutely a lot of other people's favorite as well. So go ahead and give us a concept on that one as well.
Which one, the regular Static Shock or the fainting Static Shock?
The fainting Static Shock.
The fainting one. Yeah, that one, well, basically that idea kind of just came about from a fan that just mentioned that, you should shock the person and then, act like you just fainted and, just hit your head really hard on the steering wheel. And I thought that was really funny, and I kind of did that in Drive-Thru Static Shock number 2, and this was before, the fainting prank ever, became its own kind of thing. And at the end of Drive-Thru Static Shock number 2, I pretty much did a fainting clip, and then I had, a Jesus-looking character come out and kind of help me, I guess. And basically, people loved it. People loved that one clip, and they thought it was funny because, me shocking the person, hitting my head really hard, and just the horn just going off. It just, people found that hilarious. So, I thought to myself, okay, what if I just made a video just focusing on that, that aspect of the video, just me fainting. And so, I started gathering clips, doing that. And, it's kind of a mean prank to do. I'll be honest with you. Because it does have the potential of, being, it's kind of like a, well, basically getting the cops calling you. That's one. Almost had that happen. I just had to kind of, had them stop and, tell them that, it's a medical condition, and so on. So, it's a tough prank to do. It looks easy, just getting shocked, bouncing your head on the steering wheel, and then hopefully the car's aligned straight and not hit anything. But it's just it's also a risky prank, and there's a lot of risk factors with that one.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say one of the big factors is, doesn't that hurt? I mean, a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's the one concern. Like if somebody just walked down in front of me and I was just completely driving blindfolded, just blind. So that was one concern that I had with the video.
Right. I mean, you can definitely tell. I mean, you're not looking up. I mean, you're going for it.
Yeah.
Luckily, it seems to be like most of the time it seemed to pan out for the clips you got. But yeah, that one I would say that one would take some dedication because that one would hurt. That's probably up there with smoky coffee on the pain level, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh man, smoky coffee. Oh man, that's fun.
So we'll kind of deviate a little bit from drive-through. Your most recent non-drive-through was the loud pop prank. And that's been getting a little bit of attention here, I mean, all your videos have. That's something good to see because it's not just that one video. People are going and watching the other videos on your channel, and they're all growing. But let's talk about the one most recently, not in a drive-through loud pop prank.
Okay, so yeah, loud pop prank. So yeah, basically, I had an idea like last summer, just creating a loud pop, just like out of nowhere, and I found a way to do it, and it's kind of a weird way to do it, and you're gonna see at the end of the video, me getting caught, me and my cameraman getting caught by the security guards, and the way you just kind of do it, it's just kind of it looks kind of suspicious, basically. So that's one of the big reasons why we got caught. But with that prank, I'm thinking about bringing more footage, more videos with that one. People seem to like it. So it's still kind of in the works. I'm just kind of like going to the drawing board and see, what else I can really do with that prank.
Sure. So, I mean, it's two very different environments. I mean, when you're in the drive-through, you have, somewhat of an idea of what to expect, and you've got your camera in a good position where it's unlikely it's going to be seen. You're going to, pretty much know what's going to go on. But when you're really in that open environment like a store, I mean, you really have a lot more factors to worry about. Would you say that one is easier than the other, or one you can kind of predict what's going to happen, or are they really kind of equal?
They're both, kind of equal. Because, you don't know what to expect from some people. Some people might react nice to the prank. Some people might, take it the wrong way. In a drive-through kind of environment, the risk factor of, you getting in any kind of conflict is, kind of slim. But, with Walmart, you're pretty much face-to-face right next to the person. And there's, a higher chance of, getting into some sort of conflict with the person. Sure.
Yeah, I definitely, I know you're familiar with conflict from the syrup one. That was at a Walmart as well, right?
Yeah.
And that was an earlier video. That was a while back, right?
Oh yeah, I think that was like about 2 years ago.
And that was real early on, and I think that was one of your real early videos. So was that the only experience in store where cops have showed up?
Yeah, it was the first time I've ever kind of ran into any kind of problems just doing a prank. That was actually my first time ever. And, again, I did a prank where, a trick where I made this bottle of syrup smoke, and the lady next to me took it the wrong way and thought something else is going on, and so she made a really big deal out of it when it really shouldn't have been, and basically she got the managers over. You couldn't really see on camera, but actually behind the camera was a pretty large crowd. I tried to turn the cart around and try to get it, and you kind of see that in the video, but a lot of people kind of walked away afterwards, but some people did stay. But at that point, I was really scared because I had no idea what was going to happen to me, and I felt like I was going to get in trouble. So I explained that it might be I don't think it was a big deal, and so I kind of walked away, and they were just kind of talking, and I got the camera out of the cart, placed the shopping cart somewhere, and I didn't want to walk out suspiciously, just without buying anything, because that would look really suspicious. Being at the scene of the crime with a smoking syrup bottle and then just walking out with nothing in your hand. So I walk over to a sunglasses rack, and I pick up a pair of sunglasses, and I go over to the self checkout, and I pay for the sunglasses. And as soon as I try to walk out the door, the alarms at the door started going off. And at that point, I was like, "Oh man, I am so screwed right now." I'm absolutely scared. I'm gonna go to jail today. Come to find out, the glasses itself didn't, the tag didn't come off of it, so that's what activated the alarms. So that gave me a pretty good heart attack. So I got back into the car. I was taking a breather, and in that moment, a couple of cops came over while I was pulling out. And I managed to grab the camera and, film just a little bit of it, and I just went on my merry way because I just, I was so paranoid on, driving to back to the office. I was looking in the mirror and making sure, the FBI wasn't on me or, just, anything and everything.
Yeah. So definitely some different risk factors coming into play in both scenes. Let's talk about one that you've kind of done a bit of a crossover, though. So it hasn't made too many appearances, but the Racoon Prank you've done both in drive-thru and on foot. So I like that one a lot, and I think it still got absolutely some good feedback. I know people that I've started like that one. That one I think is a little bit more of a simple one, right? It's kind of a more of a gaggy one, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much a simple prank to do. It's not really too hard to do. With that prank, it's a common magic prop, in the magic community. It's called Rocky Raccoon, and it's great for kids shows and stuff. And so, I was thinking about, why don't we just take this to a drive-thru and see, how people would react, throwing it into, making the raccoon jump into the window. You can kind of say this is my own version of fire in the hole. I don't really like that, video, that prank too much. I think that's, a really mean prank to do. But, this is kind of like hey, here's a fake animal. Hey, oh my God, it just jumped in, it's all for fun. I'm not going to drive away with a, dead raccoon in your drive-thru now. So,
right.
But, some people like it. And, I obviously this summer I took it into public and, made it jump at people, and we're doing different things with it. But, it's kind of a hate-love thing amongst my, fans and everything. Some of them like it, some of them don't. At first I love the idea, but it just, I don't know if I'm too ecstatic about it now. I mean, there might be another, raccoon prank video in the future.
So we'll talk about one that I absolutely know has got some great feedback, and one that I would say probably is one of the harder ones for you to do, just interacting with people, which would be the floating dollar prank in the hood. But absolutely has got some amazing reactions and just mind-boggling some people. But let's talk about that one. That one is a good one. I mean, you've done what, 3 or 4 of those, and kind of it's almost become a little bit of a series in a way, you know?
Right. Yeah, that video. That video just kind of came up by accident, you know. Not really accident, it just kind of happened at, you know, spur of the moment kind of thing. You know, during the first, like, kind of like during February of 2012, last year, I was in the process of filming another drive-through floating money too. And basically I was just going around, you know, the normal drive-throughs and doing the same exact prank like I did in the first one. And I went through, you know, a couple of tolls, like street tolls and stuff. You know, did it there and they didn't really react too well. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I went to a McDonald's and I noticed, and this was in a pretty, you know, shady part of town. And I noticed, you know, there's a big parking lot, and there's a lot of people, you know, walking around. And so, you know, I was like, oh man, you know, how would people feel, how would they actually react when they see a dollar just kind of floating, you know, in midair right in front of them? So, you know, I went up to them, you know, asked for, you know, directions. I said, hey, do you know where this Walmart's at? Okay, yeah, because they got the special, this $1 special. And, you know, the whole entire time I'm holding it, and when I say, you know, $1 special, I would just let go. And that's when they just, like, you know, they don't even know what to expect. And they're like, you know, how do you get your dog float like that? You know, all that kind of jazz. So afterwards, you know, I saw that, you know, I was getting really good responses from people, and so I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to probably start a series, you know, just doing that around here. And, you know, just after that, it just kind of like took off. And, you know, its first video, floating dollar prank in the hood, it got a pretty good response. You know, people loved it. And then, you know, in the second one, third one, fourth one, you know, it just kind of became all about the people and the interaction, you know, afterwards. And it started becoming less about the dollar. And, you know, it's kind of tough because I should have probably put that in a different series and just kind of eliminated the dollar altogether. Mm-hmm. But, you know, that first video, just people like, you know, they just noticed the dollar. And I'm asking about all these crazy products. But, you know, in the second, third, fourth, you know, I just had some interesting interactions, you know, with them.
Yeah, I mean, you've met some interesting characters in some of these videos.
Oh,
sure.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, it must have been difficult, must have taken some self-discipline to keep a straight face when asking about some of the products. I mean, the one that sticks in my mind that I always like to tell people is the Fisher-Price Russian roulette set. That one always gets me.
Yeah, that one, I almost actually burst out laughing when you said, oh yeah, my kids play it. And I'm like, oh no, oh no. I hope his kids don't play that.
Oh God. Yeah, like some people just seem to go along with it even if they didn't know what it was.
Right.
Kind of wanted to, but those are, I mean, absolutely, those have been some of the bigger ones, some of the good ones. Is there one that you didn't get the attention you wanted to get that you want to kind of point out or talk about?
Let me see. Any video like that?
Or maybe just not get as much feedback that you would have expected.
Honestly, no, not really. I can't really, there's really not one that comes to mind. No, I really don't know.
That's good. I mean, that's a good thing, though. I mean, now that you can look at that, and you're pretty much covered all around. I mean, even some of your older videos have gotten coverage. When we last talked, it was about a year ago, just under
right.
a year, and we did it for my gaming site. You know, it was for Gamerplex, and I asked you, you know, are you into gaming at all? Because you had made a few videos, and you told yes, and we talked about Assassin's Creed 3. So I just wanted to ask you, Did you play Assassin's Creed 3?
Have I played it?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I got it on the release night. And I was playing it. It's a good game, but it just I don't know. I felt like I was kind of missing something, with that game. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the Revolutionary War, but playing something like Assassin's Creed 2, where it was just such an epic game. It was really hard to top that game, and it's Assassin's Creed 3 is not really my favorite game. It's a good game, but it's not something that I would probably replay again.
Sure. So we'll kind of stay on gaming for a minute. Anything else you've been getting into? I mean, I guess you don't have a lot of free time right now, obviously, but anything that you've kind of got your hands on that interests you other than Assassin's Creed?
Like any sort of games?
Yeah. Have you any other titles you may have picked up that you've been kind of working on a little bit?
I was playing Batman Arkham Asylum and then Arkham City over the summer, and a little bit, during last semester and everything. And I absolutely fell in love with just those two games. Especially Arkham City. Arkham Asylum was such a good game as well, and then Arkham City came up. I just had to get it, and I absolutely loved it. And I remember one day I just played nonstop, with that game, and I was like, oh man, this is such an addicting game.
Yeah. Well, good luck on Ellen. Good luck on Fox. I guess what we'll do now is we'll plug your social channel. So if you want to go ahead and do that.
Yeah. You can follow me at twitter.com/magicofrahat. And if you want to like my Facebook fan page, it's going to be facebook.com/magicofrahat. And again, my YouTube channel is youtube.com/magicofrahat.
Absolutely. We'll do one more refresh here. I left it open since we last checked it. We're at 616,433, and now we are at 618,40. So almost up 3,000 subs in a matter of 20, 25 minutes. Right. So that's what we've got for you guys today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thank you very much, Rahat, for doing this, and good luck with the rest of your interviews. And I hope this video keeps its pace for a little while.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
All right. Thanks, man. Bye-bye.